It's still showing as U.S. host on my end.
Okay,
Office of Hawaiian Affairs account.
I would like to report that the Board of Trustees received a presentation by CNHA, an update on commercial real property assets, and an update regarding exploration of potential state of Hawaii land transfers to OHA stewardship. No actions were taken in our executive session. We are now moving on to item F, FESPAC and Kamehameha Day lei draping updates with Hailama Farden.
Aloha kaluna ho'omalu, Madam Chair, as well as our Kahuwaivai trustees. Mahalo for allowing me some time to share a little bit about these upcoming events. And I can actually, am I to do this myself? Yeah. I understand it takes a few seconds. There we go. Yay. So I'll skip forward to appreciate being expedient. I did want to just call out some notation, and all of these are published times that are already on the websites, either for FESPAC and but I did want to call out that the official dates will be June 6th through the 16th at Pi'inaio. We know it as the Pi'inaio is the area where the convention center sits, Honoahu. And June 6th will be the opening ceremony according to the website, 6 through 9 p.m. Festival Village will open and the expo opening on the 7th, 10 a.m. I do understand, I don't have the official notice yet, but I understand the first talanoa being which I believe they're inviting you as chair to sit that talanoa. And I also have come under the understanding, and I'll confirm this tomorrow, that there will be a visit to Mauna Ala to pay respect to our ali with the Talanoa group, the Traditional Leaders Forum, and that will be the 7th also. As far as the opening ceremony is concerned, again, that is 6 to 9 p.m. And then the closing ceremony is planned on the 16th at the same times. And I just wanted to reiterate it, so that's why you see it twice, opening and closing. I did want to call out a few things that we've been working with, even in discussions externally as well as internally. The attendance of the OHA trustees at the events. My recommendation for this moment is that our trustees, either in full or in part, participate in the opening ceremony. I know that through the contract that was scheduled with the Office of Hawaiian Affairs for the 1.5 million support that was given in sponsorship, that there are going to be seats available for our trustees. And so I did want to call the attention for June 6th as well as June 16th, noting also that there would be a conflict with Kamehameha Day celebrations within the period, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But I would like to recommend that our trustees be present, and perhaps if we could, through their aides or through themselves, let Kapohana know and both of us know who will be attending so we can prepare. For my side, it's the protocol side that will be engaged with the other, I guess, organizations. So if I know I've already gotten a few that noted they will be there or will be somewhere else. So I just want to call that out. The lole and attire has been an item for discussion. It has been my recommendation. It is my recommendation to this board that the leihulu that you receive in your installation as trustees would be the unifying regalia for the trustees of the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. Some of you have more than one, so you will determine which one that would be that is appropriate for you to wear. Others have asked, would it be appropriate if I wear my trustee leihulu and I'd like to wear one special leihulu that comes from my tutu or someone special? I said, I think they're very appropriate. My recommendation to the trustees is that the unifying regalia for your appearance would be the leihulu that is presented to you, and you're represented by the hulu. Of course, there's a lot of symbolism, and I can address that in a little bit. if the trustees choose to wear a certain color to be unified, that would be up to you folks. I think my kuleana would be to recommend the lei hulu be your unifying regalia. As far as what I've recognized and having served as a member and officer with Hawaiian Royal Societies is that we are all instructed on when we wear a lei, the respect given to the lei, the protocol that come with it. So we're working on recommending cultural training workshop for our trustees so that if you haven't been already, you're informed of the mores that go with lei hulu. In some respects, you wouldn't put a floral lei on top of your hula, those kinds of things. So we want to set something up like that where be free in a training session to ask questions and maybe learn a little, maybe teach a little too at that point. Also, I think I've noticed that it might be important or imperative that the trustees have some form of training workshop on what is FESPAC, what it really is, and who are the 28 countries officially coming, 30 with 2 guest countries that will be here. And the fact that you heard me mention Talanoa, some of you may be familiar, the traditional leaders will be gathering for the first time in history that not all, but many of the traditional ali'i from the different nations will be gathering in one place. And that is historic. So I would like to offer that opportunity to have a mild training session that will allow you to be engaged in not only learning, but receiving and giving information too. Finally, ho'okupu. I've been able to pull a committee of friends that have good knowledge that work here at the Office of Hawaiian Affairs to come up with some recommendations. So we are putting together in my I guess budget as well as office a ho'okupu to be presented from the Office of Hawaiian Affairs to each delegation. And that ho'okupu, we're envisioning a small umeke with a cover. And mahalo to Trustee Ahuna because Anu here was able to guide us to a place where we could look at getting these bowls. So we're working on that immediately. We would engrave something to represent this gift is from the Office of Hawaiian Affairs to the delegation. Within, I think most importantly is the contents in this little umeke, many symbolic items. So pa'akai that has been donated already from the lowest beaches of Hawaii from the island of Niihau, as well as an uo. An uo is a bundle of feathers, usually 3 or 5, that were created to place together in the creation of an ahu'ula. So the hulu, of course, very symbolic of royalty and our people. And so we are actually right now in the process of looking to get the hulu and the tie. We're not going to use olo now, but we will use something similar. And we would like to invite our family of OHA to help build these 30 uo so that our hands are going into this wrapping, and that'll be symbolic, as well as a piece of alaya dirt that comes from our aina, our land, and a piece of kapa. And so we're right now working on, we reached out to Mahalo to Kelly Communications to help me reach out to Dalani about not creating a long strip of kapa that but to create 30 pieces of kapa that will not be cut, but would be created to the size that will be placed into this umeke. With that, though, comes importance of giving the context and sharing the information about the contents, not only for the guest receiving it, but for all of us. So if any one of you are stopped on the side, say, hey, what was in that bowl? Without even a hitch, you'll be able to say, let me tell you a little bit about that and the symbolism so that you're all in the know of what you're giving, what the Office of Hawaiian Affairs and what the people of Hawaii, our beneficiaries, are presenting in the name of the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. So we are working on that aggressively because we're under 40 days. Okay. Any questions about this page?
Just real quick.
Thank you.
Do we have everything that we're gonna be giving
Not quite.
Not
We're
yet. So
working on
are
that.
you getting the salt from Nihao, you said?
It's gifted already, so
Oh,
that was
gifted already,
already
okay.
promised, and
Yeah.
so we're good on that.
Would water be something, because I think Kauai has the purest waters in the state of Hawaii by Aloha. I know you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Vai is
so I
always,
don't know if
Vai
that
is
would
always
be-
important, not only as a sustainable,
Yeah, but for
to keep
ceremonial.
life sustained, but it's a lao in many ways too.
Yeah.
So we would think of a way that we can capture the Vai within the vessel itself too.
Yeah.
And not
Okay.
to bleed over to the kapa or anything, but I don't think that would be wrong. I can bring that to our committee of friends that
Because I can
are working
get
on that.
Yeah. Viable.
Yes. And then the final, I would like to say, we also talked about offering a basket with mea'ai in it, so that the delegation will also have some mea'ai too. So that's the final part. If I may move on to the lei draping, this one will be even shorter. I did want to call out on page 3 that Honolulu lei draping is on June 7th, 2024, 1 to 5 p.m. I've also already received a commitment from Trustee Galutera's office. He will be there on that day. Other trustees may want to be there also. And Kohala has a lei draping ceremony on June 11th at 8 a.m. And there are other events on all islands, but these are the lei draping ceremonies. Washington, D.C. is on June 16th at about tentatively 2 p.m. in Emancipation Hall. And I understand that it is in conjunction, actually following that, I understand there's going to be a Hawaii on the Hill reception. And that's another one I asked the favor to, if you would kindly, for protocol's sake, if your aides or you would let me know if you are planning to go to any of these ceremonies. And that way I can make sure that you're covered with a protocol if we have somebody on the island or elsewhere that we can help with that. I do know that there's a Hilo lei draping, which is held by the Kamehameha Alumni Association. I've been trying to inquire what time and when that will be. So I don't have that information for you. Again, attire, I would highly recommend to the Board of Trustees that your attire be your lei hulu, as discussed earlier. And if there are any ho'okupu, perhaps we can work that out for you. I don't mind being the conduit for these ceremonies to help order lei to be sent, whether to DC or to any island that you're going to represent. But please work with me in good time so that I have the time to help you and your aides. Are there any questions? Oh, well, I think that's something we might discuss. For the example, the Washington DC one, do we want to create a larger ho'okupu that comes from all trustees, whether you're there or not? And especially the Honolulu one, I mean, you have a request of a certain size lei that is usually created. And that's another thing, our family at OHA could build that, could create that if we get the flowers or whatever.
In the past, each trustee had a mailele.
Separate lei.
Yeah.
Hiki. Okay. Mahalo, Chair. Thank you,
May
trustee.
may I
Thank you.
add to though, in terms of care, regarding our lei hulu, it's always important to know that because of the fragility of the lei hulu, oftentimes floral and mailele can compromise that lei hulu. So I believe that in a workshop we will be going over the proper care and instruction and how to kindly and politely share those that want to hobby and give that gift of a lei, how we can approach that should that arise.
Mahalo, trustee. Yes, to confirm, we will discuss the sensitivity. How do you receive a lei without putting it on your lei hulu from others? We'll just share the way we have worked before in that at the aha hui. Mahalo nui. Mahalo.
Thank you, Hai Lama.
Aloha. Aloha.
Trustee Akika, I'm apologize, I skipped you in excitement to know about the FESPAC and the Kamehameha schedule. So
Yeah.
we'll do ratification of your committee.
And before
And
we
then-
do so, I just want to mahalo Hai Lama for joining us in the ad hoc committee on cultural protocols and practices that Keone chairs and I vice chair. I also wanted to share that, with those dates that he had mentioned, it is integral that we do receive an updated calendar from the Festival of the Pacific so that we can plan accordingly in terms of committing our attendance and participation from FestPac to lay drapings in DC and other locations. As well as what our participation will look like in terms of FestPac and how we can in terms of what our Juliana will be if we are observers or we are more active in what that activity is, or even if there is a panel of some sort.
Okay. Can you move on with yeah, thank you.
Madam Chair, your Committee on Beneficiary Advocacy and Empowerment, having met on Kalamai, before we continue, is there any testimony on this or can I go forward?
There was no one signed up to speak on this item.
Thank you. Madam Chair, your Committee on Beneficiary Advocacy and Empowerment, having met on April 17, 2024, and after going through discussion, recommends approval of the following motion to the Board of Trustees. To move to approve administration's revisions on Matrix 3, 2024, Oklahoma State Legislature Bill, positions related to measures affecting Native Hawaiians dated April 17, 2024. Item 61, SB 3202 SD2 HD1 from High Monitor to comment.
Second,
Trustee Ahuna,
Yes.
Trustee Akaka,
Aye.
Trustee Akina,
Aye.
Trustee Alapa. Aye. Trustee Galuteria.
Aye.
Trustee Souza.
Aye.
Trustee Waihe'e,
yes.
Chair Hulu Lindsay.
Yes,
You have 8 yes votes.
thank you. Thank you, Trustee Akaka. At this time, I'm going to defer items E and F. No, E and G. D and E, yeah. Stacy, I'm gonna defer you, because time is, we gotta get going. Anybody here to express community concerns?
Yes, we do have one person, Nathaniel Pack. So we will try one more time. Nathaniel, you can go ahead and unmute yourself. Okay. We cannot hear you, Nathaniel.
Nathaniel? Hui. Yeah,
I don't know why. Okay.
I'm sorry, but we cannot connect, Nathaniel. Ikalamaya.
I just muted him.
Our next BOT meeting will be on Thursday, May 9, 2024 at 10 a.m. And today, 1 p.m., we will have our site visit in Manalo. I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Second,
It's been moved and seconded. Board Secretary?
Trustee Ahuna,
yes.
Trustee Akaka,
Aye.
Trustee Akina, Trustee Alapa,
Aye.
Trustee Galuteria,
Aye.
Trustee Souza,
Aye.
Trustee Waihe'e,
Yes.
and Chair Hulu Lindsay.
Yes.
You have 8 yes votes. We are adjourned.
Thank you, trustees and staff.